Hi, I'm Paul Reckhouse. I am the faculty coordinator of at the Allied Health Career Advancement Academy at Skyline College. I teach health science as well as English ESL for healthcare workers classes at Skyline College.
And hi, my name is Jennifer Gross. I'm the Director of Healthcare Programs at JVS, which stands for Jewish Vocational Service. We are a non-denominational nonprofit that helps people build skills and then find jobs in the San Francisco Bay Area. Typically, our models include a classroom training component that runs from about 4 weeks to 10 weeks, 10 or 12 weeks, followed by an internship experience with a healthcare institution that runs from 4 weeks to also 12 weeks. And this is then followed by a placement at one of these healthcare institutions, assuming that the client does a great job in their classroom training and then in their internship.
Our organizations came together about a year and a half ago under the National Council for Workforce Education to better serve the immigrant students in the Bay Area who were wanting to get into the healthcare fields. Hi. They might have to edit some of this. Yeah. And when we first came together, we weren't entirely sure what our program would look like. But NCWE still took a gamble on us, and we over the year developed a program working with students in. Even though I teach at the community college, we developed a program working with students at a neighboring adult school, actually 2 neighboring adult schools, and teaching an ESL for healthcare workers class. And in that class, we provided Jewish vocational services, provided some job readiness and career readiness workshops. We also trained students in CPR and first aid and gave them exposure to various aspects of working in healthcare in the U.S. We had a pilot semester last spring where we had 35 students initially participate, 25 complete, 22 received their CPR certification. Since then, we've had 4 or 5 go into the community college. And the class, just in terms of our survey results, in general usefulness of the class, was very successful and well received, and so we are continuing a year-long version starting this fall, and we're repeating our first semester to a new batch of students and continuing with the spring. Right now, we have 15 students who are involved, and they all come with various career goals and interests in pursuing different aspects of healthcare.
Maybe we can talk about a couple of the lessons learned from our collaboration from last year. I'll start off by mentioning that Paul is based in northern San Mateo County in San Bruno. And we're based in San Francisco with a lot of our strong partnerships in San Francisco and in the East Bay. We have yet to develop the kinds of strong partnerships in northern San Mateo County that would really help this program, and we're in the process of working on that. That means that it's been challenging to figure out how to help students who complete this Gateway to Health Careers course find an internship site. So in addition to the geography challenge and sort of JVS's challenge of figuring out how to develop strong relationships in the northern part of the county, JVS is very much focused on internships that are paid. We really want to have a paid work experience that then is followed by an employment by a healthcare partner. Whereas with Skyline, their interest is in really having exposure for students to healthcare careers. So it doesn't matter if students are paid or not, and oftentimes students are actually even paying for these because they're getting credit for these internship opportunities.
That's right. So, our objective is to help the students either advance in their education or to find, employment that's meaningful to them. Our students at the adult school, it's open enrollment. We take any student who comes who's interested in taking the class. So that brings in a variety of students. Some who are very career ready, who come in with either healthcare experience or work experience from their home countries or work experience in the U.S. and want to upskill. And that also we also get students who are taking a variety of ESL classes and even other vocational ESL classes and are just wanting exposure. So, so we have to meet the needs of all of those different student populations. So that's been a challenge. And then even with those students who are very highly motivated, they all come with varying levels of documentation. Some of them, even if they could go into volunteer placements, for instance, might not have like driver's licenses. Others of them, they might not. They might be in the process of receiving documentation, or they might be undocumented entirely. Again, we really have, no. We accept all students, so there's no way of really knowing or.
And so this year Paul is continuing teaching about 20 to 25 students. Is that correct?
We have 15 right
15
now.
students.
Yeah.
In the Gateway to Health Careers course. And it will be extended to the full year, not just one semester.
That's right.
And we're really exploring two approaches to our partnership this year. While Paul is continuing to teach this particular class, we're also pursuing opportunities with 3 different healthcare employer partners. Since JVS is very much focused on the paid internship and the full-time work, we're exploring working with 3 different employer partners in the Bay Area, primarily in San Francisco. So we've been doing some R&D to figure out if any of these employer partners are interested in pursuing a training program with JVS in partnership with Skyline College. We found that 2 of the 3 employer partners, one which was looking to train patient service representatives, which essentially are folks who answer phones and are medical receptionists, who may also help with eligibility verification or some insurance questions. That particular employer partner isn't ready to start a training program this fiscal year. It'll likely happen in the future. And the second employer partner is very much interested in training patient navigators, which are individuals who are offering support for folks with multiple chronic conditions, serving as a patient advocate for those individuals in different departments in this hospital. And that particular employer partner is also interested in starting in July of 2017, which is the following year of our NCWE grant. We're pursuing a third partnership with an employer partner, and that's the one that is most potentially viable at this moment. And it's going to be training community health workers, and we're looking at developing a training for a cohort of 20 in this upcoming spring. And Paul and I and some of our colleagues are in communication right now about whether we might be able to adapt a curriculum that Skyline already has, or potentially use curriculum that exists and adapting it specific to this employer partner that has 20 openings, where folks will be placed in June, end of this fiscal year.
So even though we've been working in our own respective areas, the community college primarily building our relationship with the adult schools and JVS building their relationship with the employers, at some point we are expecting our paths to reconverge in this partnership.
Thank you.
That's it. Thank you very much.